Jack and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time, in a quaint little cottage at the edge of a village, lived a poor widow and her only son, Jack. Jack was a spirited and carefree boy, always full of energy and dreams, yet his kind heart and affectionate nature were his most notable traits. Life was not easy for the small family as they struggled daily to make ends meet. The widow, seeing no other way to keep herself and Jack from starving, decided they must sell their only cow, Milky White. With a heavy heart, she instructed Jack, "You must take Milky White to market and sell her. It's our only hope." Jack, always eager for an adventure, was quite excited about his trip to the market. He kissed his mother goodbye and set off, leading the cow down the dusty road. As he was making his way, he encountered a butcher who had a handful of beautiful beans. They sparkled in the sunlight, catching Jack's attention. The butcher, seeing the curiosity in Jack's eyes, said, I see you have a fine cow there. How about trading her for these beans? They aren't just any beans, my boy. These are magical beans of great value." Jack, being young and naive, was easily persuaded by the butcher's words. The thought of owning something magical thrilled him. Without much thought, he handed over Milky White in exchange for the beans. Feeling quite pleased with himself, Jack hurried back home to show his mother his marvelous acquisition. When Jack arrived home and proudly displayed the beans, his mother was devastated. "Jack, how could you? We've lost our only cow for a handful of beans," she cried, tears streaming down her face. In her anger and despair, she threw the beans out of the window and sent Jack to bed without supper. The next morning, to their astonishment, a gigantic beanstalk had sprung up overnight. It reached far into the sky, disappearing among the clouds. Jack, being the adventurous boy he was, decided to climb the beanstalk to see where it led. He climbed and climbed, higher and higher, until he reached the top. At the top, Jack found himself in a strange land, standing before a grand castle. He approached the castle and, despite his apprehension, knocked on the massive door. A kind-looking woman opened the door and invited him in. She warned him, however, that the castle belonged to a fearsome giant who would eat him if he was discovered. Jack, determined and curious, decided to take the risk. While exploring the castle, Jack discovered many treasures. He saw piles of gold coins, a hen that laid golden eggs, and a magical harp that could play beautiful music on its own. Jack's heart raced with excitement. He knew these treasures could change his and his mother's lives forever. Carefully, he took the hen and the harp, but just as he was about to leave, the giant returned. The ground shook as the giant bellowed, "Fee-fi-fo-fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman." Jack quickly hid and watched as the giant searched the castle. When the giant eventually fell asleep, Jack seized the opportunity to escape. He hurried down the beanstalk with the hen and the harp in tow. Once safely back on the ground, Jack took an axe and chopped down the beanstalk, causing it to crash to the earth and ensuring the giant would never follow him. With the hen's golden eggs and the magical harp, Jack and his mother lived comfortably ever after. Jack had learned a valuable lesson about trust and bravery, and they were never poor or hungry again. They lived happily in their little cottage, grateful for the unexpected turn of events that brought them fortune and happiness.